We help entrepreneurs who are looking to bring their businesses into the United States, and we help them find capital and we help them find business partners. And usually we also help them find exits through M&A with buyers of large corporations or other companies that are similar. That was a long story. I started out about 25 years ago working in China and in Latin America doing corporate finance for Bear Stearns. I was lucky enough to sell the largest and first Chinese IPO in the New York Stock Exchange. 5 years ago, I was lucky to sell a company to Fox for some very smart Argentinian entrepreneurs. And when they left Fox, I told them I wanted to go in business with them, and they accepted. And we founded the largest accelerator in Latin America called NXTPLabs. NXTPLabs now has incubated over 160 companies in Latin America, and one of my primary responsibilities is to find opportunities to raise money and to sell those companies to larger companies in the United States. Right now, because it always changes, we're working with the largest Spanish language social media network globally. It's a company called Taringa. 70 million users a month and 300 million page views, and no one in the United States has heard of them. I like Taringa. I think that they have a chance of being a very interesting company. They have an incredibly passionate and supportive community. They have the hard part, and now we have to go out and do the easy part, which is to find ways to create value in it. We've raised some interesting capital for them so far on a very interesting valuation, and now we're working to turn that business into a global business, and I think that that has a real chance of potentially becoming a unicorn. Definitely, every day. So I don't really look backwards ever, but I think that you learn that there's a cost to being too early in the market. You don't really matter in the whole picture, it's the market that matters. Timing is actually more important than intelligence, I think. I focus on people more than countries. There's great people in every country. Some countries are easier and some countries are harder, but at the end of the day, if it's not a great person and not a great entrepreneur, then the business isn't going to happen. So the answer is, I'm really focused on the global markets and on the bigger markets within the world, and then looking for really smart people who are doing interesting things that can be valuable regardless of where they're from. The American entrepreneurs take a lot for granted because the system's so much easier here. Money flows easier, the media is easier, the market is big. International entrepreneurs, the good ones actually, are sometimes better entrepreneurs than the US because they've had to really do it from scratch with no help. I like companies that bootstrap, that create their own idea and create their own funding and are lean and mean until they really take off. And a lot of times the international entrepreneurs are more interesting from that perspective. Well, the most important thing is passion. So I really look for that burning desire and that love and energy in the companies. And then from there figure out if they're successful, can it be big enough? And even if their original idea isn't big enough or interesting enough, can this guy take something to the next level? Will he figure out what the problems are as they go forward? Biggest advice is to be smart, understand the costs, make sure that you're coming here with enough money or enough of a plan or enough of a platform that you understand that you can take one or two problems without having to close the store as soon as you get here. Well, first of all, New York City is the center of the universe. Don't shoot me. There's the most businesses here. There's the most money. There's the most media companies. There's the most global headquarters. There's the best restaurants. But San Francisco is great at tech, and they have an incredible energy and an incredible track record and leadership and thought for tech. But if you really want to sell something to somebody and you want to do business deals, there's no place in the world like New York City. Startup Hub New York City brings a very interesting perspective. If you're going to have a bridge, you have to have anchors on both ends. You're in a country and you're looking to come to the States and you know you need to be here. You need to form a foundation on the other end in New York, have a exist and succeed without making the simple and unnecessary mistakes. And so I believe that companies like Startup Hub New York are important to help form those relationships, to help take the friction out of the process of coming to New York.
How can I believe this miracle?